going to teach you a breath that's called soft belly breathing. And so you sit on top of your wheel, open up your feet, center your shoulders over your hips, and the hands are either, there's some variations. Hands are up for receiving, and also the hands, when you turn the palms up, it kind of releases work too. Your elbows soften, your shoulders soften. For our soft belly breath, it's a soft inhale all the way down to the belly. And if you're not sure if you're taking the breath down there, you can put your hand, I like to use the left hand for the belly, for at least the first few breaths to see that your belly is actually soft. Sometimes the muscles in the belly aren't soft, and this breath is one that really does relax the belly, and you could do it any time of day. So we're going to start with 2 minutes of soft belly breath. So as you inhale, you say soft. As you exhale, say in your mind, belly. And begin to breathe soft, belly. Soft, belly. So soft belly breathing is a form of meditation. And meditation is not about having a totally empty mind, though occasionally those moments of grace will come. It's about allowing the thoughts, including the disturbing ones, of trauma remembered and re-experienced, and other things that happen during our day, to be there. The idea is to let all thoughts come and to let them go, to relax with them and to accept them. Take in a little more breath. Let's part the lips and ha it out. Blink your eyes open. And then we will come down to our hands and knees. We have two blocks, a wheel, and a strap. We're going to start with our right foot forward into a lunge. Walk your left knee back. Let's take our left hand off of our mat. Let's bring the right foot to the right side of our mat. Untuck your toe. Press the shin down into your mat. And then with your right hand, angle your wheel to the left corner of the top of your mat. Breathe in soft, breathe out belly. Roll the wheel towards the left corner. Feel the stretch underneath the right arm. Continue with the oceanic breath. As you begin to sink a little deeper into this lunge, you can let the right knee splay out, and you can start to open up the right sole of the foot as you turn the right foot onto the right side where the right pinky toe is. And as you are leaning your hips to the right, be sure to be moving your wheel to the left. You can also imagine a little breeze and sway side to side, holding anywhere you need more opening. Then rolling your wheel back. Press the right sole of the foot down, then walk it in front of your right hip. Square out your hips, draw the right hip back, and bring your left hand to the yoga wheel. Bring the right hand to your right thigh, squeeze the right elbow in, and then roll the wheel forward with your left hand. Left hand on the wheel, right hand on the knee or thigh. And for balance, you can tuck the left toes under. With your right hand, push your right knee into the right chest. Wing the right elbow out. Lower the left knee to the floor. Completely relax the hips down. Take 2 more breath cycles here. Then press down into your wheel and lift your spine. Walk or roll that wheel into your left hip. So you're going to roll it into your left hip and lift your left hip, line it up with your left knee. And then we press the left hand into the wheel, the right hand into the thigh. We lift the breastbone, roll the shoulders back and down, and work on lifting up your sternum. Gently press down into your thigh in the wheel and scoop your pelvis under. Lift the left hip bone up. As you exhale, lean your chest forward. Lift up your left knee. We'll roll this wheel underneath the left thigh. Reach for your blocks. Put your blocks underneath your shoulders. I'm using level 2 with the blocks. Hi, Paula. Walk your right foot forward. Line up your knee with your ankle. And then exhale to press the left heel down and stretch out your calf. I'm pressing into the blocks to get my left heel towards the mat and get that back of the leg to stretch. And then inhale, lifting up, rock yourself forward. Exhale, go back for one more stretch into the heel, and then start to lift up the right toes. And you're going to readjust those blocks and bring them under, and then roll the wheel underneath the left thigh. So if your leg is not touching it, it could be that you need to go a little bit wider with your stride, with your legs. So you're working with your flexibility here. Right toes flexed, inhale, lift your spine, exhale to fold. begin to lift your eyes. Roll onto the right sole of the foot. And now we roll out the left thigh. So we're using our yoga wheel as a foam roller. Rolling into the thigh, above the knee, always just staying around the muscle, rolling out the muscle. You can stay directly straight on top of this wheel, or you can also kind of spin it inward and get into a little bit of the inner thigh. And you hold anywhere that it feels sore or tender. And then roll the left foot down again and readjust for your yoga splits. So we'll walk the right foot forward. Go as far forward as you can. Your wheel is underneath your left thigh. Pull the right hip in. And now I have the right sole of the foot down on the floor. I have the blocks underneath my shoulders. My back foot is kickstand, my heel is up. Inhale, lift your spine, and then exhale, fold the belly forward. Draw the shoulders towards your hips. Inhale, start to lift. And now the next stretch is going to be for the inner thigh. We'll also do a little rolling. So you go down to your right knee. And you're going to go sideways on your mat. So the right knee is going to be here at the top of your mat. Your left leg is extended. And you put the wheel to the inner thigh. And then you can roll back and forth. Put pressure into that inner thigh to feel the muscle in the area that is sore or tender, and hold onto it and breathe. You can take those exhales through the mouth. Okay, now let's take this into more of a stretch. So now my wheel is going to go underneath my ankle. And I'm going to press my foot down into the wheel. You don't need the blocks, but if you'd like them, you can put them underneath your hands. My right hip, which is the one that you see bent, my knee is bent, I'm stacking my hip over my knee. And then I'm going to roll my left leg to the left for inner thigh stretch, for the groin stretch. It's a half frog. So stick your tailbone back, tuck your right toes under, and then sit down towards that right heel. Lower your hips. And you can kind of wiggle around by lifting the hips and then lowering. You might flex the foot and point the toes up. So you'll know if it's in the right spot because you'll be feeling the stretch in your groin. About 2 to 3 more breaths. Okay, now we take our blocks. We're going to leave our leg on the wheel. And I want you to turn towards your wheel. This is for a hamstring stretch. So the left leg is the one that's up on the block. Up on the wheel. I'm turning my blocks on level 3. Flex your left foot. Inhale, lift your spine, press your left hip down, and exhale, fold forward. Good. So since the wheel rolls, you can deepen this stretch by rolling your wheel forward. But if you do that, try to maintain the hips squared and let that rolling happen, but you're keeping the right and left hip aligned and you're hinging at the right hip, rolling it forward. For the last few breaths, you can experiment with rolling the wheel towards you, left hip squeezes in, lowering your blocks down, or even pressing the palms towards the floor. Sri Guru Begin to make your way up, lift your head, walk the blocks towards you. Slowly roll that block towards your body. Your knee is bending. Then hold onto your wheel and take the foot off. Good. Okay, we're gonna go onto side 2. Our left foot is going to go forward. Walk your left foot to the edge of the left side of your mat. Scoot your right knee back. Untuck your toes and press the shin into the floor. The right hand goes off of the mat on the right side. The wheel is in the left hand. Roll the wheel over and beyond the right corner of the mat and sink the hips down to the left. Let the left side of your foot touch the floor and open up the sole of the foot. Imagine a little breeze in your home, in your room, and allow your body to sway side to side. Hold it steady for a few breaths. And then press into your wheel and roll it back to center. Put the left sole of the foot on the floor and walk your foot in line with your left hip. Tuck your right toes under. Left hand to your thigh, right hand to the wheel. Inhale, breath. Exhale, roll the wheel forward. With my left hand, I'm squeezing or pressing the left knee into my left side body, into the left chest. Press down into your wheel and roll the wheel into your right hip. And start to lift up until your shoulder is lined up with your right hip. Tilt your pelvis upward and feel the stretch in your hip flexor. Press the right hand down into your wheel and then left hand to your thigh. Hold and lift. Squeeze into the right butt cheek a little bit to get that tuck. Lean your body forward, grab your blocks, set them up in front of you on either side of your foot, And now you're going to lift up your right knee. Put the wheel underneath your thigh. And hold onto that stretch for a few breaths. This helps us to straighten our knee. I have my blocks on level 3, so my shoulders are elevated. And then squeeze your right hip inward so that your right and left hip are aligned, and that's going to turn your thigh bone down. So now you can start to lift up and roll a little bit. And then you're going to roll back for calf stretch. So for calf stretch, I'm pressing down into my blocks to add a little bit of pressure and resistance. The knee is in locked position. And release it and go back into it again. And now into a little rolling. So in this rolling, right here you can roll straight on the thigh muscle, or you can go a little bit into the inner thigh. So I'm taking this wheel just above my knee. So I'm staying in the muscle area. And now we'll roll the right foot back. Walk the left foot forward. Just start to scoot it forward, okay? Scoot, scoot, scoot. Come up to level 3 with your blocks. Elevate your shoulders. Squeeze your left hip back. Just try to straighten out your left knee. And also rise up high onto the ball of your right foot. Readjust your wheel if necessary. Breathe in. Press the shoulders down towards the hips. Breathe out and squeeze your abdominal muscles in. Feel free to roll back and elevate or kickstand your left foot. You can flex your toes up. And then return to foot flat. Next, we're going to roll forward. Put your blocks down, and then you'll come down to your left knee. The right leg is going to stay on the wheel, and you roll out your inner thigh. So I'm going to turn around so I'm looking at the camera. So you're being detectives here, looking for areas in that inner thigh area that are tender. And then hold, breathe, release. So we're rolling above the knee. So right above the knee, inner thigh. Good. Fida, bring it a little bit higher, like above your knee. To the inner, or above the knee. Up towards your groin. Inner thigh. Okay, now start to roll your wheel out. You can put the wheel underneath your ankle, and then you put pressure into the wheel so that you can roll it out to the side. My left toes, which are the side where the knee is bent, are tucked, and then I'm lifting and lowering my hips towards my heel to get into that frog stretch. Good, Paula. 2 more full breath cycles. And then we grab our blocks. We turn towards the wheel. Keep putting pressure down into the wheel. That's what prevents the wheel from tipping. So the right foot is on top of the wheel, it's flexed. And then we have our blocks on level 3. Flex the right foot, press the calf muscle down, draw the right hip back. And you move the wheel so it's just underneath the ankle. That way your heel can press into the wheel. And when you're ready, you take that inhale to lift and then the exhale to fold. Two more breath cycles. And can you guys give me a thumbs up if you have more time tonight for class? Okay, because I was trying to be kind and put like a half an hour, but I just don't. Now since I'm into the stretching, I think I need a little more time, and it would be great if you guys did. Yeah, all good. Okay. Awesome, I'll keep going. I was thinking it was going to give us time on a Friday night. All right, start to lift up, press into the wheel, you draw it towards you, the knee bends, put your hand on it, and then the leg goes down. Okay, next, turn your blocks down, put your hands on your wheel, rolling child's pose. We walk the knees back a little bit, tuck your toes, and you sit down on your heels and roll the wheel forward. Let the head release through the arms, and then just rock and roll it, okay? Opening underarms, stretching the pectoral muscles, and hold it in the tight areas. Press into your wheel, draw the belly in, lift up. And now from here, you're going to put your right elbow on the wheel, and then the hand goes to the shoulder, just like that. Put pressure into the wheel so it doesn't tip. Left hand is down. Then you're going to walk on back. Inhale, breath, exhale. So you're going to be rolling back a little bit and pressing the elbow down into the wheel to stretch out your tricep and underarm. Walk the fingertips down as you become a little bit looser. So it's about 4 to 5 breaths. And then we're going to do a little bit of rolling into the tricep. And the way you do that is you start to release that stretch and you walk your knees forward. And so at first there's not much pressure on the wheel, but then you start to get your bearings and balance and press down a little bit into that wheel and roll it back and forth to feel the tricep. So if your tricep isn't sore, like maybe it didn't really, need the pressure, need the rolling, but perhaps just needs the stretching. Okay, now gently, very gently, release that right arm straight and take this into a lat roll. So I'm going to turn my right hip towards my wheel a little bit, and then I'm going to roll into my tricep and even into my lat. So sometimes it's a little tricky to find the right angle. But you do need to add pressure. Press down into it. Okay, and then roll it down to the area right above your elbow. and press down in there and see if you feel some soreness. Any of you feel soreness in there? A little bit? Okay. All right, and take it to side 2. Start with the elbow. Bend the elbow, walk the fingers down the spine. And 4 to 5 breaths. Head releases down. When you're ready, start to do a little rolling. And then take this into the lat roll. Arm extends. Turn your hips a little bit here. You can even try sitting down if that will give you a better angle. You can hold on to your wheel with your right hand. And then you just lift up your hips. So even if there isn't any soreness, it does feel good to just put a little pressure into these different areas of your body. And then don't forget about right underneath your elbow to rub it in there. Put some pressure there. Good. Okay, and then finally what we'll do before we get into the back is we'll take the calf, we'll go start with your right calf, and put your right calf on top of your wheel. Your hands are going to go flat, and this does require you to push down, okay? Push your leg down. And you can go straight on, but then I want you to turn your leg a little bit and try to get the outside of your calf. Again, searching for those areas where you might be tight. If you don't feel much, well, maybe you know you don't have anything that's sore, or it could be that you need to press down a little bit more. And then go on to side 2. Okay, after this we go on to our belly. You're going to put the wheel right underneath your belly for abdominal rolling. So my wheel is right in between my legs. It's at the very lowest part of my belly, and then you walk forward. See how that feels? Put in some pressure into the belly. So you open up your knees. And then you'll round your spine, take it up to the chest, and then forward, and then right there in the center. And you could pause and just let your body drape over it and feel how the belly expands as you breathe. Then we'll roll back to our shins. Tuck the wheel really tightly into your groin and into that lower abdomen area. Hold onto it and pull it tight. Then release your body over it. I'm lifting my hips up. My chin is coming towards it. And then I'm going to walk my hands forward and point the palms upward. So just spin your pinkies in and up. And then let your head go and release all weight into the wheel. Then lifting up, walking your hands forward, So now we have the wheel at the very bottom. We're going to close our legs around that wheel. So closing it so that it doesn't feel like it's going to roll. And then just walk it on forward. You might need to close your legs completely. It depends on how you're feeling with the wheel. So I just closed my legs completely. And then I'm walking forward. My hands are underneath my shoulders and I'm letting my belly sag. So it's a supported upward facing dog. And circle out your ankles. And then roll it on back down. So one more thing here. Come onto your left pectoral muscle, and put the wheel is going to go sideways, okay? And the pectoral muscle, I'm going to come forward. You're going to put weight into your pectoral, into your chest. And do just a little bit of rolling, okay? So up towards your collarbone, so long as it's not hurting your chest. So you get into the side of your chest, and then up towards where your collarbone, just underneath. You want to stay in the meaty part. You find a place there that the pressure feels good. Take a few breaths as you're applying that pressure. Let your head go and turn your chin side to side. Release a ha sound. We'll roll it onto the other side. So you're finding that area right there under to the inside of your shoulder and into the chest muscles. So you can do a little bit of rolling, and then you add the pressure, and then you let the head sink and take some deep breaths. Good. And then come on up. So since we have a little bit more time, we're going to go into pigeon pose. Let's put our wheel face down so it doesn't roll. You're going to come onto your right hip. Slide your right foot forward. So here's our 90-90. Foot is flexed in front. Press down into your hands. Lift your body up. Now, depending on every day you stretch is so different. If you're feeling, really tight today, you can use a block just to the right side of your hip to keep you squared. And then you walk your left leg back, turn your shoulder, and see if you can see your left foot, or turn your face over your right shoulder. So if you can't, you walk the foot inward a little bit more. That helps you with alignment. And then turn your wheel up. So now we'll start to roll. So today I have a block just to the outside of my right hip, and then I have my hands on the block. So that's keeping my hips aligned. In other words, the right hip is in line with the left. So we'll inhale and roll the wheel towards us, lifting the chest, and then exhale, roll it forward. So start to move through some of these rolls slowly, gently, easing into it, noticing how your body feels today. And also pay attention to the way you breathe as you move. Sometimes tightness in our body restricts our breath. And that's where the yoga training comes in. The more we are practicing yoga, we're practicing stretching and breathing and awareness, body and mind awareness, we can help ourselves breathe better. Next time you roll forward, stay, reach the arms, and breathe. have about 45 more seconds, so relax and experience and feel. Inhale, press into your wheel and come up. Remove your block from your right hip if you're using it. Lean over to that right side. Extend your right knee straight. Open it up. Extend it. So now we roll it forward. Wide-legged forward fold, and then we'll go over to side 2. So before you start to roll, flex your feet, press down into your mat, lift your hips and just scoot them forward a little bit. Good. Keep your feet flexed, legs active, push your knees down into the floor. And the way you do that is you start to push down and you're going to feel the calves press in and then the heels pop off the floor. Lift your spine and then start to just ease into that rolling. Come back and forth with the breath. Inhales take you back. Exhales forward. Each time going a little bit deeper. And now we hold it forward. Roll it on forward. Actively pressing the legs down, flexing the toes, reaching and rolling those fingers forward. Now for the last few breaths here, totally release work in your legs, but push the wheel forward. Roll that wheel forward. See if you can get the chest to go down a little bit more. Press down into your wheel, roll it towards you, and then come into 90-90 with the left leg. I'm going to set my wheel down, so now I'm at the back of my mat. And I'm going to use one block underneath my left hip. So flex your left foot to get ready for the pigeon. Press down into the hands. Scoot your right knee under, and then I'm putting the block under my left, or just to the side of my left hip, and that's just lining up my hip bones, and then I'm turning my chin to the left, try to see my foot and walking it over for alignment. Once you're set up, lift up your wheel, roll it towards you, and start those rolls forward and back. The third time or so that you roll forward, stay, and then reach the fingers way forward as you press into the wheel. Press down into your wheel to come up. Remove your block. Lower your hip. And then open up your legs for one more straddle. Try to go a little deeper. Press down. Scoot your hips forward. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, roll. Another way you can use your wheel with these forward bends is to turn your wheel flat and then you push the wheel forward. I like that way too. So you can try, try both and see how you like this one. This one gives you a wider arm span. One more breath, inhale, exhale. Turn your wheel back up to rolling position, press down into it, roll it towards you, and then help your left leg to the right leg, and move your knees around a little bit. Let's put that wheel underneath us, behind us rather, to the low back. Lift your arms up, lift your hips up, scoot your hips forward so that the wheel's in your upper back, and then I'm going to put my right hand underneath my left. Let me go forward to show you what I'm doing. Just holding onto my hands like you're in a swimming pool, like you're gonna swim, and start to roll into your upper back. So just the upper back. Chin is hugged into your chest, arms are lifted, elbows straight. Roll all the way down. Bring your arms around and hug yourself. So that's going to make your back flat. Okay, so hug yourself. Now lift your hips and roll in the same area, the same upper back area. And then roll all the way down and release. So now we're taking this into the lower back. Press the wheel to your low back and lift up. Once you're feeling balanced, lift your hips, squeeze your abdominal muscles in. Take your arms overhead and do that same backstroke hand position, but now you're squeezing your head and you're rolling it down towards the lower part of your back. And roll all the way down. Scoot yourself way forward towards the front of your mat. Press your back in, press your wheel into your back, and now we interlace the hands. Cradle your head, open your elbows. We'll go a little bit deeper, push into your legs, and roll the full length of your spine. Maybe your knees straighten. Let's do that again. Lower down, and then press into the legs. Lower down. Sit your hips all the way down. Squeeze your chin down. So now we're going to do a back swim. You're going to lift your arms, lift your hips, and then reach back. And then exhale, goalpost arms. Slowly lower down. Big breaths. Inhale and exhale. One more to go. Interlace behind your head again, and we go back into fish pose. Rolling the length of our spine all the way down to our tailbone. And try to get your head upside down into an inversion with the wheel underneath your hips. Now if you're comfortable, if you feel safe in this, you can release your hands and open up the palms towards the ceiling. And this is where we'll be for the next minute and a half. Start to move ourselves back to the floor, hips to the floor. Cradle your head as you're slowly coming down. Once you get to the bottom, stay there for a moment or so. And then lift your head up. Chin to the chest. We'll take the wheel to the front of us and then scoot the hips to the middle of the mat. Place the wheel around the balls of your feet. Pull back on your wheel as if you are water skiing. Fold from the hips, pull it forward, and then once you've reached your stretching limit, then walk your hands around your wheel and hug it and continue to resist and pull it back. I'm pressing with my feet into the wheel and then I'm pulling it back. Full breath in, exhale, come all the way down to your lower back, or to your back in general, come all the way down. Left foot is on the floor, right foot is up. Place your wheel around the right foot. And so I'm holding on to my wheel from the front. Extend your left leg out with a flexed foot and just put some weight into your wheel. Pull it down towards your head. Open up your foot to the right. For this, you'd either hold on to the wheel with your hands to open it up. Another way is to thread your right arm through the wheel and hold on to it with your forearm. Inhale, lift it up. Grab onto it with your left hand. You're going to scoot your hips slightly to the right. And then roll onto your left hip. Moving into twist. So our wheel is going to move towards the floor. It might even touch the floor. And then we have our foot to the inside. And we turn our right shoulder to the right, turn our gaze to the right. Your left leg can be bent, or you can extend it underneath you as if you're standing on the floor. Let's begin to lift the wheel back up very slowly. Lift it up. Readjust your hips and switch out your feet. Extend the right foot out, or you can flex the foot and lower it as if you're standing on it. Pull the wheel towards your forehead. Slowly start to open up to the left. Maybe use your left forearm to the inside of the wheel. Just slowly open it up. Continue to stretch your right leg long. Let your next inhale lift your wheel up to center with your foot. Scoot your hips slightly to the left. Lower your right hip and your right knee. Take the wheel to the left. And then turn your shoulders. Take your wheel to your right. Turn your shoulders to your left. Your bottom leg can be bent or straighten it. So slowly bring that leg back up. Release. We're going to bring the knees into the chest. Roll yourself up. Place the wheel down at the bottom, or actually the top of your mat. And you're going to place your legs on top of it. And then lower your torso back down to the floor. Scoot your shoulders down away from your ears. Turn your palms up for final relaxation pose, Shavasana. Coming back to soft belly breath. As you inhale, repeat the word soft. As you exhale, say in your mind belly. Inhale soft. Exhale belly. So allowing for the thoughts to come, to float, and then letting them go, relaxing with them, accepting them. Let's draw in our knees one by one, giving our knees a hug into our chest, rocking side to side, massaging our lower back, rolling onto our left side in the fetal position. Relax there. And then pressing yourselves up, coming into a comfortable cross-legged position, maybe on the mat or elevating your hips. Let's lift up our right hand, placing the right hand on our heart space and the left hand on the lower belly. And as you inhale, repeat to yourself, soft. As you exhale, belly. So, taking with you tonight this breathing technique, soft belly, one that you can use any time you need it. Let's press our palms together. Thank you for joining tonight. May these practices heal and strengthen and add rest and acceptance and love and all the good things that we need to nourish our bodies, our minds, and our spirits. Namaste.